Have you ever felt there might be a hidden meaning to the month you were born? It may sound trivial, a mere date on a calendar, but Carl Jung believed it's far from random. Your birth month, he said, is a symbolic key to your inner self. This isn't some fluffy horoscope. It's a psychological truth hiding in plain sight. Step up to the mirror. I'm about to show you how the month you were born reveals the forces quietly shaping your life. January arrives in silence, draped in winter's stillness. If you were born this month, you carry the sage's archetype, a quiet old soul. In winter's frozen calm, you learn to listen before you could even speak. There's something ancient in you, a depth others sense even when you say nothing. You think and feel deeply, while the world merely chatters. As a child, you already felt older than your years. You don't waste words. When you speak, people listen. Steadiness and resolve come naturally. You're the one others look to when everything falls apart. But even the sage has a shadow. Sometimes you retreat too far into yourself, cold and distant as January frost. You can become overly cautious, afraid to risk anything unless you're sure of the outcome. Always responsible, you may forget how to be spontaneous, how to let joy thaw your frozen guard. Your challenge is to thaw that ice. Embrace your wisdom, but life isn't meant to be lived in silence and safety. Dance a little, laugh at life's absurdity, take a chance on the unknown. When you let in those moments of lightness, your wisdom shines brighter and your soul grows warmer. February lies in winter's chill, but under the ice, a rebellion stirs. If you were born in February, you carry the visionary archetype, a rebel soul who sees a future others can't. This month is on the cusp of change, and so are you. Your mind dances ahead of the present, forever chasing what could be instead of settling for what is. You don't just think outside the box. Some days you set the box on fire. Originality is your nature. You sense possibilities like others sense the weather, and your imagination paints in vivid colors. Rules and traditions suffocate you because you know life can be reinvented. Deep down, you have a kind heart and sensitive feelings, even if you live so much in your head. Yet being a visionary can be lonely. You often feel like an outsider, misunderstood by those content with the status quo. Everyday reality frustrates you, a brilliant dreamer trapped in a world that won't change fast enough. Your streak of impatience can turn to anger or despair when your grand ideas crash into slow, stubborn reality. Bring the stars back down to earth. Your visions are gifts. Share them instead of just escaping into them. Practice patience and practicality to bridge your dream world with reality. Once you ground your ideas and work with others, you'll find you're not a lone rebel at all, but a leader lighting the way forward. March shakes the world awake. If you were born in March, you carry the reborn archetype, the soul of spring emerging from darkness into light. As winter's grip loosens, something in you is always yearning to grow, to shed old skins. You are a gentle awakening after a long night, tender yet powerful in your urge to start anew. Sensitive and intuitive, you feel life like the first warm sun on frozen ground. Your emotions run deep and strong, but they also water your creativity and compassion. You're drawn to music, art, spirituality, anywhere your soul can flow freely. And you have a quiet resilience. Like a flower pushing through snow, you can reinvent yourself even after the hardest times. But deep water can drown. Your vast emotions can pull you under into endless moods and anxieties. You sometimes lose yourself in daydreams or others' problems, forgetting where you end and they begin. Without boundaries, every pain around you becomes yours, overwhelming your delicate heart. Learn to swim, not sink, in your depths. Feel deeply without losing yourself. Set gentle boundaries to protect your spirit without hardening it. Balance your rich inner world with a firm footing in reality. Then you become a beacon of renewal, showing that even the softest soul can be strong. April charges in like a wild horse at dawn. If you were born in April, you embody the warrior archetype, the bold initiator brimming with fire. Spring is in full swing, life accelerates, and you thrive in that surge. You were born to break down walls and start new beginnings before others even realize it's time to move. You charge at life head on. Courage comes naturally. Where others hesitate, you leap. You stand up for what you believe, inspiring others with your passion. Even when you don't mean to lead, your confidence draws people to follow. Your spirit is a flame that lights others, igniting change wherever you go. But that flame can burn too hot. Your impulsive nature makes you charge into battles that aren't yours, or speak when you should listen. Anger sparks quickly in you when you feel blocked. Like fire looking for air, you push past your limits, and when others can't keep up, you feel isolated and frustrated that the world isn't as fast or fierce as you. Learn to temper your strength with wisdom. Even a fierce warrior must know when to hold fire. Sometimes the bravest move is to wait and listen. If you master that pause, your power becomes focused, not diminished. With patience as your ally, your passion becomes a true force for good, and you lead by purpose, not just force. May drapes the earth in a gentle green blanket. If you were born in May, you carry the builder archetype, the steady soul who creates and nurtures. Spring is in full bloom, and so is your patient, earthy spirit. You find meaning in gradual growth, planting seeds, tending what you love, watching life blossom under your care. You cherish life's simple pleasures, a good meal, a garden in bloom, a loyal friend. Reliable and loyal, you show up when it counts and do the hard work others avoid. There's a calm strength in you, a quiet determination that turns dreams into reality, one brick at a time. But comfort can become a cage. You cling to the familiar long after it's time, fearing change will steal your security. You dig in your heels at the first sign of upheaval, resisting new ideas. In loving stability, you risk getting stuck. Life moves on, but you refuse to move. Trust that real stability isn't never changing. It's enduring through change. You can build, but you can also rebuild when life demands. Let yourself bend so you won't break. Step outside your comfort zone, and you'll discover your roots are strong enough to support you as you blossom in any soil. June stands at the year's bright midpoint, buzzing with curiosity. If you were born in June, you carry the seeker archetype, the open-hearted wanderer searching for connection and truth. Days are long and bright, and your mind is just as hungry to learn and experience everything. You live at a midpoint, looking both back and forward, eager to grasp life's full picture. Quick-witted and sociable, you have a way with words. You can talk to anyone about anything. People feel at ease in your playful, curious presence. Your interests span 1,000 topics, and your eyes light up at each new discovery. Adaptable to many circles, you often connect people, translating ideas so everyone understands. Yet with so many paths, you sometimes can't choose one. You spread yourself too thin, chasing every option and pleasing everyone but yourself. Beneath the laughter, a whisper of anxiety asks if you chose right or if you'll let someone down. Indecision can paralyze you, and by trying to be everything for everyone, you risk losing yourself. Find your center. Not every door must open. Not everyone's approval is needed. Quiet the noise and listen to your own heart. What do you truly want? Let your inner compass guide you. You won't lose your curiosity or your friends. You'll simply feel at home in your life, belonging wherever you choose to be. July basks in warmth and invites the heart to open. If you were born in July, you carry the nurturer archetype, the protector whose love runs deep. Summer's peak wraps the world in comfort, and you wrap others in your comforting embrace. You were born under the sign of family and memory, of heartfelt connection and fierce devotion to your own. Your empathy is an ocean, vast and soothing. People are drawn to your genuine kindness. You listen with your whole soul. You remember the little things that make others feel seen and cherished. In a world of fair-weather friends, you're a shelter in the storm. Dependable, caring, the first to offer a shoulder to cry on. Your capacity to love and protect is your superpower, but even an ocean can run dry. You give until you're on fumes, still smiling and saying you're fine. Conflict scares you, not from lack of courage, but because you can't bear to see loved ones hurt. So you swallow your own hurt to keep the peace, wearing yourself thin behind a gentle facade. Your heart must learn that caring for yourself isn't selfish. It's essential. Even the protector needs protection, and only you can give it. Set loving boundaries. You can say no and still be good. When you honor your own needs, your well refills. You become an even brighter light for others because you're no longer burning yourself out to keep them warm. August blazes under the high summer sun. If you were born in August, you carry the sovereign archetype, the natural leader at center stage of life. It's the month of kings and queens, and you possess a royal presence in your own way. Born when the world was at its brightest, you shine with a drive to make your mark and lead others toward something greater. Charisma comes to you as naturally as breathing. You walk into a room and people notice. An aura of warmth and authority surrounds you. Ambition fuels you. You're not afraid to think big and chase what you want. At your best, you lift others up too, a benevolent ruler wanting everyone to thrive. When you believe in a vision, you give it everything, and that courage inspires those around you. But even a king can turn tyrant if ego takes over. Your confidence has a shadow. Pride. You can be stubborn, insisting your way is the only way. When you feel unappreciated or challenged, you retreat to a lonely throne, convinced no one understands. In your desire to lead, you sometimes forget to listen, separating yourself from those you're meant to guide. Your power grows when you trade ego for empathy. A true sovereign doesn't rule alone, they lift others up. Use your strength as a platform to elevate others, not a pedestal for yourself. Stay humble and open-hearted. Ask advice, admit mistakes, show vulnerability. Lead with humanity as well as vision, and you become not just respected, but loved. That is the legacy of a true leader. September arrives with a cool, orderly breeze. If you were born in September, you carry the analyst archetype, the one who seeks to understand the world through logic and order. Autumn whispers in the air, and like a harvester, you gather life's details to make sense of them. You have a gift for seeing what others overlook, sorting the wheat from the chaff, bringing clarity where there was confusion. Your mind is as sharp as a scalpel. You notice patterns and flaws others miss. When you commit to something, you give it your all. Every detail matters. People know they can count on you to do things right. You take pride in being reliable and having high standards, not out of vanity, but because you truly want to improve the world one careful step at a time. Yet the pursuit of perfection can turn on you. Every flaw you notice feels like a personal failure. You hold yourself to impossible standards, and when you fall short, your inner voice is merciless. Sometimes you get so lost in fixing problems that you miss the bigger picture. Life's messiness unsettles you, and trying to control it all weighs you down with constant worry. Find grace in imperfection. The world isn't a precision machine. It's a garden, unruly and alive. Allow yourself to make mistakes and learn from them instead of fearing them. Breathe when things aren't as you planned. Often the imperfections make life beautiful. Let go of the need to control everything, and you'll find deeper peace. Your keen mind will still shine, now free of the chains of self-criticism. October drapes the world in color and contrast. bright leaves against dark skies. If you were born in October, you carry the diplomat archetype, the peacemaker and artist yearning for harmony. Fall is in full swing, balancing beauty and decline, and you live for balance too. You have a grace that brings opposites into accord, creating unity where there's division, turning life into a work of art. Charming and gentle, you make everyone feel heard. You often play the bridge in your circle, mediating, finding common ground, making sure no one is left out. Beauty matters to you not superficially, but as a reflection of harmony. A beautiful space, a kind gesture, a fair outcome. You thrive in partnership, pouring your heart into connections that last. But in your quest for peace, you sometimes silence your own needs. You fear conflict so much you'll smile and nod instead of speaking your truth. People see you as easygoing, unaware of the storms you hold inside to keep the surface calm. Avoiding confrontation at all costs lets quiet resentment grow where your voice should be. Your truth deserves to be heard. Harmony cannot exist without honesty. Dare to speak up, even if your voice trembles. Real peace doesn't come from avoiding conflict, but from resolving it. If you brave the brief discomfort of discord, your relationships will grow stronger, not weaker. Honor your own needs and truth, and you become an artist of life, painting in bold, authentic colors instead of pale pastels. November hides its secrets under frost and shadow. If you were born in November, you carry the alchemist archetype, the deep transformer who seeks truth in the dark. Late autumn brings mystery and endings, and you're not afraid of life's dark corners. In fact, you're drawn to them. You were born to dive beneath the surface, find hidden meaning, and turn pain into wisdom. Intense and intuitive, you have a sixth sense for what's really happening beneath polite facades. Secrets fascinate you, not for gossip, but because you crave authenticity. You transform through every hardship. Each time life breaks you, you gather the pieces and forge yourself anew, stronger than before. A spiritual warrior inside you isn't content with shallow answers. You're on a lifelong quest to uncover truth, no matter how deeply it's buried. But living in the depths can be exhausting. You sometimes feel isolated in your intensity, as if everyone else swims in the shallows while you drown in the abyss. Trust doesn't come easily. You've seen how ugly truth can be, and part of you is always braced for betrayal or loss. You keep your pain hidden, thinking nobody would understand the storms that churn inside you. In your darkest moments, you wonder if transformation is just a pretty word for endless pain. Your power is born from those storms, but you're not meant to stay in darkness, only to gather its wisdom and then emerge. Even the longest night yields to sunrise. The alchemist in you must hold on to that faith. Trust someone with a glimpse of your inner world, and you'll find some people understand more than you think. When you let the light in, you don't lose your depth, you refine it. Then you become a guide who can lead others through their dark nights, because you've mastered your own. December closes the year with an air of reflection and hope. If you were born in December, you carry the sage teacher archetype, the visionary soul bridging endings and beginnings. You entered the world as it prepared to reset, and you carry that blend of somber insight and bright faith. You naturally see the big picture. Where others get lost in details and drama, you rise above and see life as a meaningful story. You're philosophical and often spiritual, and you love to share your insights through teaching, art, or guiding friends with wisdom beyond your years. You're generous. You want to uplift others, to show them the light you see even on the darkest days. Yet carrying the weight of big visions can distance you from the ground. Sometimes you live in your head, in theories and dreams, and reality feels small. You set high ideals, and when they clash with imperfection, you can grow cynical or disillusioned. Part of you withdraws when others don't get your grand ideas. You'd rather be alone with your dreams, than compromise them for a world that doesn't understand. Your journey is to let your ideals breathe in the real world. Instead of retreating when others don't understand, find a way to show them what you see. Build something tangible from your dreams, even if it's small. Ground your visions in daily action, and you become the guiding star you were meant to be. You shine hope into the midnight sky while still walking among the people, lighting the path forward. Now that you've heard the secrets of your birth month, the archetypes that shaped you, what will you do with this knowledge? You stand at a crossroads. Write it off and change nothing, or dare to see yourself anew and step onto the path of growth calling you. This isn't a fairy tale or a fate written in stone. It's a mirror reflecting the strengths and shadows already within you. See them, and know you have the power to choose what happens next. I challenge you. Claim the wisdom inside you and use it. Live intentionally, grow boldly, become the hero of your own story. Start now,